I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think it came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York. So we made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot.
According to the latest Courtroom tea, Diddy's been acting all kinds of strange, and his lawyers are clearly over it. The man showed up tossing finger hearts and blowing kisses to his family like he was at the BET Awards, not a federal hearing. Moments later, he's interrupting court proceedings to ask the judge for a bathroom break. Sir, this is not a brunch date, it's court. The drama didn't stop there though. Diddy's behavior is clearly starting to rattle his legal team, and it shows. Their confidence is cracked. Just months before his big-time federal trial for sex trafficking and racketeering, one of his top defense attorneys, the seasoned Anthony Rico, dipped out of the case.
Thank you so much for joining me today. What's your reaction to Anthony Rico saying he's quitting the defense team, and how significant is it, being that Diddy's 3 months away from trial?
Elizabeth, it is significant, and it's tough to know the reason why.
Apparently, it's not so tough because the internet has concluded that he probably dropped the case because he didn't think the defense could win. On February 21st, 2025, Rico dropped a mic-level motion in federal court basically saying, I cannot under any circumstances keep repping this man. And why? The answer is protected by attorney-client privilege, so that means it's juicy but legally gagged. Now, Rico had only joined the legal squad in September 2024, but apparently things got real tense between him and Diddy's main lawyer, Mark Agnifilo. Apparently Rico was being iced out, blocked from talking to Diddy directly, and he was not feeling it. He wanted more prep time for what is, let's be honest, a courtroom catastrophe waiting to happen, while Mark Agnifilo was pushing full steam ahead for the May 5th trial. And when he felt like the case was doomed, Anthony left. This little legal breakup isn't just gossip, it's a major red flag. High stakes cases like this, you don't just lose your top defense attorney last minute unless the backstage drama is out of control. With charges as serious, Rico's exit has everyone doubting the stability of Diddy's whole defense. But don't worry, the show must go on. The current legal lineup, Mark Agnifilo and Tenny Garagos, are sticking to the plan and charging ahead. Let's tell you a little about Diddy's team. We're talking about a stacked legal team with over 150 years of courtroom experience, ready to fight these charges and miraculously come out on top. You already know Mark Agnifilo, but did you know that his wife, Karen Friedman Agnifilo, is also a big-time lawyer? She's currently repping a guy who allegedly shot a United Healthcare CEO. Like, family dinner must be so intense. Tag teaming right beside Mark is none other than Tenny Garagos, yes, of that Garagos family. She's the daughter of celeb lawyer Mark Garagos, who's repped everyone from Michael Jackson to Hunter Biden to Chris Brown. Taney's no rookie either, and get this, she's been breaking down Diddy's case on TikTok. Next up is Alexandra Shapiro. She's a Harvard-educated legal sniper with over 30 years in appellate law, currently handling Sam Bankman-Fried's appeal. Yes, the crypto bro who crashed and burned. You don't bring her in unless you're fighting tooth and nail to keep someone out of federal prison for the long haul. Another impressive part of the team is Brian Steele. If the name rings a bell, that's because he owned the spotlight during the YSL Rico trial, defending Young Thug. Not only did he go viral, he also got thrown in jail during the trial for refusing to snitch on how he found out about a secret meeting between the judge, prosecutors, and a witness. The man got locked up for protecting the legal code of silence like a gangster in a courtroom. Did you also know that he has a Drake song literally named after him? Now that's staying 10 toes down for your client. Unfortunately for the Avengers Law team, Mark Agnifilo's latest gig defending Diddy has folks talking again, especially since the strategy so far has included discrediting witnesses and painting some of these horrifying accusations as consensual relationships.
How do you explain the baby oil and the lubricants? 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. You know, I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And you know, this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do.
Yikes! That's definitely raised a few ethical eyebrows. Add to that his new law firm, which includes Tenny Garagos, another legal baddie known for defending clients accused of sexual misconduct. The duo may be legal pros, but their cases have everyone asking, at what point does just doing your job start looking like enabling the mess? And just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Cassie took the stand and absolutely flipped the script. Her testimony was chilling. Remember when Mark Agnifilo tried to downplay it all by accusing prosecutors of being too focused on Cassie's abuse claims?
And let me just point out one very important thing. The prosecutors are seizing on something that happened 8 years ago. You know, this video that we've all seen, and it's a bad video for Mr. Combs, and he said so himself when he gave his apology.
Yeah, well, that might have backfired because her story could end up being the key that locks Diddy in prison for a long time. Day 2 of Cassie's cross-examination really brought the heat, and not in a good way for Diddy. The prosecution welded not one but 2 hard drives labeled GX8 in that courtroom to help their case. Cassie calmly told the court they were filled with messages and photos from her phone, and that was just the beginning of the emotional roller coaster. In one of the text messages, you can tell that Cassie was having serious doubts about participating in freak-offs with Diddy. She wrote, "In order for me to be more open with the things we do in bed, I need to feel safe, like home. Like this is my husband, and this is the only man that will ever have this aggressive sexual side of me." She added, "The last time was a mistake. It made me feel a little dirty and grimy as opposed to and spontaneous." A lot of people online are still stuck on the tired question, why didn't Cassie just leave if it was that bad? But if you've actually been paying attention to those text messages, it's clear as day. She was deeply in love and trying to navigate the madness the only way she knew how. She was actively trying to talk Diddy out of those twisted freak-offs and gently push for something real. And let's not breeze past the fact that she called him her husband. That's not just casual pillow talk. That tells you Diddy was manipulating her into thinking their relationship was deeper, more committed, and normal. Now, let's talk about the infamous hotel footage from 2016 that was played in court again.
He grabs her by the back of her neck and he throws her to the floor, still holding his towel closed with the other hand as he turns to kick her. Seconds after that, where you see him grabbing her bags here in the hallway, he's seen here sitting down in a chair, grabbing an object off the table, we believe it's a vase, and throwing it at her.
Cassie even spoke about the flower vase he threw at her. She said, "I just remember it coming towards me. I remember it hitting a wall." To her, it felt like he was ready to hurt her badly. All of these happened because she refused to participate in a freak-off and wanted to attend a gala. Apparently, her friends saw the aftermath and immediately called the police. But Cassie? She wasn't ready to break away yet, so she didn't tell the police the name of her abuser when they came to take her statement, which led to the case being closed. Then came Diddy's manipulative texts. The ones shown in court screamed emotional blackmail. Diddy wrote, "You're gonna abandon me all alone. Call me now. I got 6 kids. Pals call me. I'm getting arrested." Whew, the guilt tripping was Olympic level. But one of the worst things that Diddy did was that he acted like the abuse allegations were just wild rumors until, surprise, surprise, that 2016 hotel video dropped like a truth bomb. Suddenly, Diddy was out here doing damage control with a staged apology video, admitting his actions were inexcusable.
But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Now you're sorry. The internet wasn't buying it, and neither were we. You only apologized after the world saw you attack her on camera. After all of these went down, Cassie admitted that she had to write a book about her experience with Diddy and wanted to get closer. She even went ahead to send chapters of her tell-all book to Diddy through her lawyer, and when he brushed it off, she was like, "Fine, I'll see you in court." She originally wanted $30 million for the book, but ended up filing a lawsuit in November 2023 instead. And boom! Diddy wrote that fat check for $20 million and finally gave her some attention. Some people on the internet have voiced their opinions regarding Cassie giving her testimony, saying it's unfair that she got $20 million to keep quiet. But now she is appearing in court. So let's get one thing straight. Just because Cassie settled that lawsuit for $20 million doesn't mean she was going to stay quiet forever. The law came calling with a subpoena, and that little NDA deal became irrelevant. Court orders don't play. She had no choice but to show up and spill the tea. So yes, Cassie may have taken that money, but she was also dragged back into court with legal force, and her testimony is doing what that cash never could, exposing Diddy. And honestly, Cassie truly won in this situation. She got the money and even got to tell her truth. Let's not forget she was trying to publish a whole book before this even hit the courts. She's been ready, and she may have made a lot of money by publishing that book. Cassie also opened up about her opioid use. She said that they made her feel numb so that she could participate in the freak-offs. Can you imagine being in so much pain that your only peace is found massages and IV fluids? It reached a point where Diddy, the man who introduced her to using, had to tell her that he would help her find a therapist for her addiction. Excuse me? Sir, you got me into this. And then now that the defense lawyers have started questioning Cassie, they have asked questions that seem irrelevant to the case. For example, Estevao had the nerve to ask if Diddy told her how to do which she said yes to. It doesn't stop there. These lawyers pulled out text messages Cassie allegedly sent during their relationship, including one where she says, "I'm always ready to freak off." They're holding on to that line like it's the highlight of the case. Like if texting something freaky meant you couldn't be abused, 90% of Twitter would be unprotected. Let's not pretend that people haven't texted outrageous things that they didn't mean on the internet. Cassie admitted that at the start, sure, there were feelings, but as the emails reveal, she felt dirty, grimy, and used after some of their encounters. So if you're still out here defending Diddy, I have one question. Are we watching the same trial? Here's another bombshell that may shock you. Someone new may take the stand over the next few weeks, and it involves the horrifying case involving a 13-year-old girl, yes, 13, who claims Diddy assaulted her.
Although several of these events occurred at auditions, many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape, or even
Out of the many lawsuits, Tony Busby once said that they had a client who was assaulted when she was young. He says he's got 120 more lawsuits locked and loaded. 120. Diddy's gonna need a courtroom with stadium seating at this rate. Word on the street is that some celebrities were so shook by this, they've already paid this girl off just to keep their names out of the drama. There's another alleged victim we may see in court, and this time, it will be a man who knew Diddy through business. You'd think someone with Diddy's PR disaster history would stop attacking people in his own damn circle, but apparently not. According to this lawsuit, filed under John Doe, the man runs a luxury car and jewelry rental business in LA, and Diddy's been one of his longtime clients. So in 2022, Diddy invites this man to a Cyrock party. You know, those ultra exclusive champagne pouring parties he loves throwing. Diddy allegedly promised other big name celebs would be there. So our luxury dealer thought, sure, great for networking. Wrong. In the middle of the party, Diddy, allegedly already tipsy or worse, pulls the man into his private off, and then it gets real creepy real fast. Diddy allegedly strips completely, flashes him, and grabs the man's family jewels through his pants. According to the lawsuit, he did this roughly. The poor man was frozen in shock, like, what the actual hell is going on? And didn't know how to react. The situation just kept getting worse until, out of nowhere, a professional athlete, referred to in court docs as Professional Athlete A, walked in and put a stop to it. Bless that athlete, because John Doe ran for his life and bounced from the party, but not before he took some pics that night. Smart man. The lawsuit says the photo showed Diddy chilling on the couch with other very recognizable folks with their faces blurred in the court docs, of course. Now, let's talk about Ciroc, shall we? If these creepy incidents went down at Ciroc-sponsored events, is the brand liable? Were they in the dark or just turning a blind eye? Oh, and for the record, Diddy's legal team already tried the classic deny, deny, deny routine. They're saying Tony Busby is just attention hungry and all these lawsuits are fake news. But when there's this much smoke, we're definitely dealing with a fire. That's it for today. Diddy's world is unraveling between the powerhouse legal Avengers on his side, the mountain of lawsuits piling up, and now actual receipts coming out of these wild, allegedly criminal freak-offs. It's clear this saga is nowhere near over. But what do you think? Is Diddy done for? Is this just the beginning of an even uglier storm? Drop your thoughts and your most savage hot takes down in the comments.